Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hard 100, a video series documenting the culling of my collection from what it is to what it's going to be, and that is a Hard 100 games. Today, something happened. I got a new game in the mail this morning. I went to work, I played it at work, and I am actually super fucking excited to talk about it to the point where this is going to kind of cut in front of the line of some of the other games that I have scheduled to come out over the next few weeks, few months, few whatevers, because today I'm going to talk about a game which is a game unlike anything I have ever played. That's more on me than on games, because I know there's a ton of games like this out there now. I even own one. I just haven't played it yet, but I played this one first. Ladies and gentlemen, Fleet, the Dice Game. Fleet, the Dice Game by Benjamin Pinchback and Matthew D. Riddle is a game classified as roll and write. These are your games like your Yahtzees, your Welcome Twos. This is a whole new big thing that's kind of swiffering the board game landscape with a very simple premise. Is that you do a thing, or you have, most likely you're rolling dice or drawing cards, and then everyone around the table has their own little scratch pad. And on their own little scratch pad, they are checking boxes and doing various things in order to score points. The way this one works is this is based on another game called Just Fleet. In this game, you are rolling dice twice a turn to do various things and catch fish and go on boats, and it's super fucking fun. So what you have here is a game where on your turn, you are going to roll dice. Depending on the number of players will depend on how many dice you roll. And once you roll those dice, you will have the number of players usually plus one. So let's say in a 3-player game, I roll 4 dice. On my turn, I will go, I want that die. And then the next person will grab one, and the next person will grab one, and they will check the corresponding box. And then the very last die left over, we all get to share. After that, we decide if it is an even numbered round, we catch some fish, which is just filling in other boxes. Then we get income every round, and those will check other boxes, which may give us access to other actions. And then we roll more dice. We roll some village or worker or town. We roll some town dice, and those allow us to do things like invest in buildings and get money for the fish that we've caught and all these kind of things. And then once again, you roll the dice, everyone picks one, and the last one we do share. You do this for 10 rounds. Whoever has the most at the end wins. You add up all the different kinds of scoring. You get points for fish. You get points for the boats that you have. You get points for the buildings. You get points for the licenses. You get points for the points. So many points. Now this game is unlike anything I've ever played. The only roll and write game that I'm even accidentally responsible for playing maybe is Yahtzee, but I would attribute that more to like an Elder Sign than a roll and write, because I don't really think, gun to my head, gun to my balls, I don't think I've ever actually played Yahtzee. I have played Fleet, the Dice Game, and I have Welcome To down here, but I haven't played that yet either. I love this idea. Admittedly, it is my first roll and write, so I'm probably going to be a little bit more excited than if it was something that I played a million times before. But I have played plenty of dice games, so even measuring it on that alone, the problem with most dice games is that I find when I roll the die, it really only affects me. With the exception of some co-ops like Elder Sign, I'm only really worried about the die roll. However, in this one, every time it's your turn and you roll those dice, everyone is interested in that die roll and everyone wants a particular die. This also eliminates some of the multiplayer solitaire that I have heard kind of infest the roll and write genre, where everyone's kind of huddled around their own piece of paper doing their thing, because everyone is involved with the dice. So I see you taking that, oh, do I want to take this? Because if I don't take this, you'll take that. Let's get a little more specific about what the boxes mean when you check them off. This game actually comes with 2 pads, so you put one next to the other and it makes a lovely little town. On the boat dice, you have 5 different sea creatures, your cods, your shrimps, your lobsters, etc., and a coin side. Coins, we'll talk about that in a bit. And all you simply do is mark the box under the corresponding animal. If you mark a certain number, then you get access to a boat, which you just fill in a little bubble, or you get access to a fishing license, which just gives you bonuses throughout the game. And that's the only, not really complaint, but something that I have to get used to. And once again, we'll talk about that in a moment. On the town side, you roll those dice. You can either go to the market, which you can quote unquote sell the fish that you've caught, or you can invest in other boats or get crabs, or you can also go invest in the buildings like your canneries, your seafood shop, your casino, and those will give you special abilities and extra bonus points at the end of the game. Now the really neat thing is, in most games when you spend money, you have a physical resource and you spend the money. But in this one, no, when you gain income, all you're simply doing is filling in some boxes under the income, and those don't give you points necessarily, but the more you get, it may give you access to a star action. Now star action will let you fill in any box on the board, anywhere, with the exception of fishing. However, if the box I fill in leads to a fishing action, see the captain's boat, then of course you can fill those fish. Now the only thing that I have to get used to, because I'm a little fanatical about it right now, is there is a lot to keep track of. It is not a complex game. It is not a complicated game, but there is a lot that I need to keep track of. I need to keep track of, for example, there is a building where if I have a full boat of fish, because most boats can only hold 4 fish, if I have a full boat, that gives me 1 extra income. Not a coin immediately, but the income that I get every round, it gives me that. So I need to keep track of the ones that I've already counted, and that can be a little wonky, and I can see that being a bit overwhelming for some people, but for me, it was overwhelming. But I got over it. Fleet the Dice game, I got the Deluxe Edition Kickstarter that came with some trophy and captain cards, which you don't necessarily absolutely need, but it's a nice touch. And I got this sweet little dice tower thing. It's fucking awesome. It's like $5. Worth it. It also came with a couple of bonus cards for the Fleet game. I don't have Fleet. I wanted it once upon a time, but now I'll never need it again because the dice game is the way I will always experience Fleet. I don't know what to do with these cards, but I don't need them. Let's do some quick housekeeping. 1 to 4 players. Now I have played this solo a handful of times and I have never managed to beat the lowest score. Depending on how much you score will depend on if you're a greenhorn or all the way up to a salty sea captain, and I haven't even broke the bottom ceiling. Even though I thought I was doing really good, I wasn't. The way the game fights back is very smart. You're not really fighting against somebody, but they are taking away your options to the point where you have to really calculate what die you're going to take as if it was an actual player. Really well done with a minimal amount of rules. They made a solo version of this that isn't just me sitting by myself. Awesome. 30 minutes. Yep, it's very, very, very quick. And then ages 8 and up because of I don't know why and I don't care. Fleet, however, I don't know if you have been able to tell by the amount of excitement in my voice that I fucking love it. Fleet the Dice game is in my Hard 100. I have never played one of these, so I've never experienced something like it. However, Fleet the Dice game has officially set the bar for roll and write games. So your Railroad Inks, your other Railroad Inks, your Welcome Twos, you have a lot to deal with because this is the game you have to live up to. The theme is just about catching fish, which might not immediately make you go, gotta play it. I officially have 2 games about catching fish. I have Fleet the Dice game, which is about catching fish, and Cold Water Crown about catching fish as well. It is amazing what you can do with a unique-ish theme and really take something that can probably be considered boring and make it into something this guy really likes. So ladies and gentlemen, please go find yourself a copy of Fleet the Dice game if you find it on sale in your friendly local gaming store or online at Cool Stuff or Amazon or wherever you buy your games. Or if you're still waiting on your Kickstarter copy, know that there is something to be said about expectations. They set the expectation with a quality game as I understand it in Fleet, and it's amazing what a little production value and a fresh idea, especially to me, can do to make a hell of a first impression. Fleet the Dice game. It is perfect for my shelf. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It has 2 score pads, each with 50 pages front and back, and you know what, motherfuckers? That might not be enough. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this, the latest edition of the Hard 100. I hope you and yours well. Go pick a copy of that game. It's damn good. Peace out.